Hey guys, this is me Rachit Jain, and this is the third video in the dynamic programming tutorial playlist. So this time I would be talking about a dynamic programming problem which is from the Google APAC test 2017 round D. So APAC test, if you don't know, is a test conducted by Google which then they used to bring the top 50 or top 100 or top 200 performers to Bangalore or Hyderabad, and they take interviews over there for job opportunities. So it consists of four questions, and right now I would be discussing this code Xemon Cipher, which is a dynamic programming based problem. So the problem is basically that there is a monster, and the monster is having some vocabulary. So monster understands these many words. You are given this, and you know that monster then speaks some sentence. So what is a sentence? Sentence is basically a collection of these words where a word from this vocabulary can come multiple times. So this is a monster is a sentence, and this is a monster rest name is also sentence. So basically you are using words from this vocabulary which monster knows, and a sentence is formed. But what happens is that once a sentence is formed, each word is randomly shuffled, and then all the spaces are removed, and that is the enciphered string which is given to us, and we have to look out for the number of possible ways in which we can decode this sentence, enciphered sentence. So like if this is the enciphered string, so I will repeat. We form a sentence using the words from the monsters vocabulary. Then once a sentence is formed and a word from the monsters vocabulary can come multiple times in the sentence, and the thing is we shuffle each word separately. So we can make, like, let's say if the sentence is this is a monster. Let me take an example. This is a monster. So this is a perfect example of a sentence from the vocabulary. Now we will shuffle each of the word individually. So let's say this becomes SIST, this becomes is, and let's say this gets interchanged like this. And then we remove the spaces. And now the question is, we have to find out in how many ways we can decode this enciphered string in terms of the monsters vocabulary. So if you see that originally it was this is a monster, but I can decode it as I can make this is, then this can correspond to this, and this becomes a, and this becomes monster. So this can also correspond to, is this a monster, or is this a restman? So yeah, basically this is the question, and then this is a monster, and then this is a restman. So basically this is the question that we would be doing. Now let's get started. Yeah, so let's say the string given is this. This is the vocabulary. So what we are going to do is we have to, just decode it. So what I would have done over here is that I I would have I would be having some function f, and f0 would give me the answer for, f0 corresponds to how many ways I can decode the complete string, and fi would be how many ways I can decode if I am considering this much part of the string. So basically f of 0 is our answer, and f of I is in how many ways I can decode this suffix of the string that we are given. Alright. So how this DP state came into picture? So it came like this. So when I am at my first position, I can see that I can decode this much part as is. Also, I can decode this much part as this, and then I can't do any further. But let's say we were having some other word this is also in the vocabulary. If this was also there, so we could also decode the first word in our sentence with this, and then the rest of the string is left to be decoded in each case, right? So what is happening over here is that you are at some position, and from that position you are seeing how far you can go and make a word, and then the remaining string is left and you have to decode that. So let's say, let me clear all this. Yeah, so let's say we are at this place. Now we know that we can form is using the first two places. Fine. Now consider this part of the string. Let's say we can decode this in 100 ways. So doesn't that mean we can decode this much also in those many ways, right? Also, this is another word that we can build from the monsters vocabulary. This corresponds to this. And now let's say this much part of the string can be decoded in 200 ways. Let's say, just I'm taking a random guess. So if this can be decoded in 200 ways, then also this string again can be decoded in 200 different ways. So originally we were doing it in 100 ways. Now these 200 ways gets added up because originally we were placing is in the beginning. Now we are placing a whole new different word in beginning, which is this. So these 200 ways would be different from these ways, and this gets added up. And now you can see that each word that we can form from the beginning, and the rest, and the number of ways in which we can decode the rest of it, those many ways get added up in decoding the full sentence. So this is how this DP state came into picture. And what we are, let's say if we are at this position f of I, so basically we are interested in calculating in how many ways we can decode this suffix of the given string, which corresponds to I plus 1, and all the way to the end. So we are interested in this much, only this much part of the string, and then how many ways we can decode it. So what we can do is we can consider, let me change the color. So what we will do is we will consider all the possibilities from I, and if at any time we can form a word, let's say at this part we can form a word, let this be j. So f of j plus 1 will be added to f of I, right? So these many ways will get added up to f of I. So this is the principle that lies behind in solving this problem. And one more thing that we have to keep in mind over here is that how will you know that we can, form a word from some prefix of. So basically the question is, given some random character, given any word, we know that it is already jumbled, right? So we want to find out that given any word, we have to see in how many ways we can decode that word from our vocabulary by reshuffling our words in the vocabulary. So let's say I'm having monster. This word is monster. So I can decode it in two ways, right? This can correspond to monster also, and this can also correspond to restman, because restman is, if we jumble restman, we can get monster as a result. So what question is basically, let me delete all this. So given a word, so we are given some word, and let's say the length is n. So This is f of 0, which corresponds to our answer. Now, what we will do is we will consider all these words that are forming, and let's say we pick up this word of length 4. So let that be some word X. We are having this vocabulary pool. We will find out how many of those in this pool can generate this word X, and let's say this is not 3 but J. Let's say we are considering this word X is from 0 to J, and let Y be the number of ways in which we can decode the given string X, which is nothing but the given word from 0 to J, and Y is the number of ways we can decode this from our vocabulary pool. So we will add in F0 how much amount? X times, come on, what is this? F of J plus 1. So I think it is clear to you now how we are going to do this question using dynamic programming. So let me walk you through the code. Yeah, and how can we count the number this? How can we calculate Y? It's pretty easy only. So see, what I'm going to do is in my given vocabulary, let's say is this and monster and restman, right? So if this is my given vocabulary, what I'm going to do is I will sort all of them. So this becomes is, this becomes, let's say, h hist. I'm sorting them in alphabetical order. This remains A, and these will correspond to the same string after they are sorted, right? So once I sort them, I will take this as my new vocabulary, and I would use a map of string to int. Let the name be count, and I will increment the count values of all these strings. So basically monster would correspond to some word X after it is sorted alphabetically. This will also correspond to X, and as I'm incrementing, so for each new word in my vocabulary, or let's say for each word in my vocabulary, I will sort my word, and then I will just do count of that word plus plus. So automatically I know now that there are two ways in which we can decode monster and Westman. So that is, now given some new word W, let's say Sternom. Now I will also sort this W. I will sort this W so that now I know exactly count of W is telling me the number of ways in which I can decode the given word from my vocabulary pool. So I hope this is clear to you now. Now let me walk you through the code for this. Yeah. So there were test cases. So in starting, I'm taking the input of the number of test cases. Now for each test case, I am basically here taking input of the vocabulary. So the vocabulary consists of n words, and uh, you are given q queries. So in each query, you would be given some jumbled sentence, and you have to find print the number of ways in which you can, you know, decode that sentence. So that is happening over here. And yeah, so this is this. I'm taking the word, and lim is basically a variable that stores the maximum length of the words in my vocabulary. And what I'm doing over here is, now f of word is nothing but returning me. So f is a function that takes an input as a string. It returns a string. What it does is it basically sorts it and then returns me. the sorted string. So I am taking my word and then just doing the count of that plus plus, and I am inserting that word to my pool. Yeah. So we can do it simply like this. So pool is nothing but a set of strings, as you can see upwards. It's a set of strings, and I'm inserting it in my set, and I'm just doing count of sorted. I sorted down and then I increment the count. Now I'm taking queries. Take the input string, which is s. I take what its length is, and uh, I simply call. Now my function f has become go over here. As you can see in my other videos also, I like this function go, and I simply print go 0. I have complete trust on this function that it will give me the number of ways to decode the string, and since it's 0, it is responsible for decoding the whole string. Now you can have a look over this function go. So we are currently at pause, and since it's 0 based indexing, if it becomes length, we can simply return 1, as we have completed processing our string. And what I am doing over here is ll and answer equal to dp. I am taking a reference to the dp value, and if it's not -1, this means that we have already stored the answer for it. We can simply return. So see over here, I was doing dpi is equal to -1. So for all states, I am putting -1 as the value. So this means I have not yet calculated the value for that state. So if it's not -1, I can simply return. Otherwise, I know that I have still not visited that state. So sorry, not visited that state, and I need to compute the answer for this state. So that's what I'm doing over here. Answer is 0. Now int 2 is equal to, now we were currently at pause position, and lim was the longest length of word in a sentence. So I'm basically setting the maximum limit till which we have to iterate from pause to 2, and cur is basically an empty string in beginning. Now what I'm doing is I'm building the prefixes from a given position, and I'm sorting that word, and if it is present, like if some word from a vocabulary, so if count cur means if this is greater than 0. So this I am entering over here means that there was some word in my vocabulary. Please pardon me for the mistakes, spelling mistakes. So there was some word in my vocabulary which can result in cur after shuffling, right? So when this is true, what I have to do is count cur gives me the number of ways I can decode it from my vocabulary pool, and I multiply it with go I plus 1. So this is as we have discussed. I hope you can understand it. And obviously, there can be a lot of ways to decode the string. So we have to perform all operations under modulo 10 to the power 9 plus 7. So I hope this video was clear to you. Let me just summarize it for one last time for you. So the trick in this question was we were given a string, we were given the vocabulary, and Monster spoke some sentence which are words from his vocabulary pool, and then he shuffled each of them individually. He removed the spaces in between them and stuck them together. And what we did was we were having a DP state of f comma pause, which was responsible for the suffix this much suffix starting from position pause. And what we did was we considered all prefixes, and at every and for every prefix, let this be j. Now we saw in how many let this word be w. Now we saw in how many ways we can decode this word w from our vocabulary pool, and then I have multiplied it with f of j plus 1, which is in I have taken this as my word. Now the remaining string can be decoded in f of j plus 1 ways. So I am adding f of j this much part to f of pause. So I hope you liked this video and got a good idea about what difficulty level Google APAC rounds ask. And if you like the video, please hit the like button. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, or if you're a newcomer to this channel, then please subscribe and share this channel amongst your friends so that a lot of people can benefit from this. I am happy to announce that the family, this coding community, has grown to 450 subscribers. It's a big thing for me. In just 4 days, I have reached this number. So thank you guys for all the love and support. Keep watching. Happy coding. Bye.